Alright guys, it's raining out, so you know what that means. Picking up a new machine today. Check this one out. This is pretty cool. So this is a 1985 Honda cr250. It was up for 800 bucks in Menasha, Wisconsin, which is like 25 minutes away from me. I messaged the guy. He said that I could have it for 700 bucks. He said there's like 20 people wanting it for like 500 bucks. But if I come right now, he'd let it go for 700. So it says selling a cr250 project or parto. Bike doesn't need work. I think he means bike does need work. So it says could use a complete teardown and go through. Was told top end was done, but kickstart gear stripped. Have all parts to go with the bike. Restore and have an original CR bike. 800 or best offer. So I think it's a pretty good deal. We'll go through the pictures here. If the top end was redone, man, that's a really good deal. As you guys know, I already restored I think it was an 86 Honda CR80, and the plastics for that thing are worth a ton of money. So I think this parted out would be far more than $700. I think the motor alone would go for that. But everything looks like it's there. The chain, does it have just click on the picture. I don't know if I can. But yeah, the chain's there, suspension's there, throttle cable's there, radiator's there, motor's there, everything looks like it's there, all the plastics are there. It's missing the piece of plastic right there. I wonder if he has it. Oh, I can see some in the corner right here. So we'll see. It looks like the kickstart gear is stripped out. I found one on eBay for like 70 bucks. So we could probably just buy a new one of those. But yeah, everything looks really good. Does it have a case saver on it? Really can't tell. But yeah, he said it was just taken apart and left like that for a long time. So we're gonna go pick it up here, start digging into it. It's a little rainy out today. It seems like every time I go and pick up a bike or an ATV, it's always horrible weather. Anyway, we're 12 minutes away right now, getting closer. Hopefully this bike is gonna be good. I can't wait to start digging into it. I love the older Hondas. They're really fun to work on. So hopefully this one's all complete and it won't take too much work to get going. Anyway, we're almost there, so we'll have it in the back of the truck in no time. Stay tuned. Well guys, we got the bike in the back. There it is. Pretty sweet looking bike. Everything's there for it. He had a bunch of extra parts, or not extra parts, but parts that were off of it right here. I think it's got an FMF pipe on it. But anyway, I got there and the guy failed to mention that it doesn't shift. So that's not great. And then he also failed to mention that the clutch cover case right by the coolant line is snapped off. So we looked up a case while I was there, and it was $150 just for the case. And then it doesn't shift, so it looks like we're gonna have to be digging into the bottom end here and figuring that out. So this is gonna be a very long series, trying to get this thing to run. So hopefully you guys are prepared for that. We're probably gonna make this thing probably either 3 or 4 part series, so should be interesting. But yeah, it's otherwise it's in pretty good shape. Everything's there. The back brake works, front brake doesn't work. Everything else is kind of just old. So, I mean, it is how many years old? Almost, yeah, like 35 years old. So, but yeah, it'll be really fun to tear apart and start digging into it. Alright guys, here's the beast. Little walk around here. By the way, we're working out of the new garage today. Just bought this house a couple months ago. But yeah, here it is. A little walk around. Just installed these new lights, by the way. So hopefully we've got better lighting in here. But yeah, here it is. So it came with all these parts over here. The pipe. Oh, this is for a different bike. Don't look at the bike over here. That's a different project. So it came with all these parts. Looks like it's a Pro Circuit, even better. I like Pro Circuit better than FMF. But nice Pro Circuit pipe. Couple dents here and there, nothing too big of a deal. It's got the other number plate right here. So that goes right there. And it's got the shrouds. All the plastics in like excellent condition for an 85. It's got another carburetor. Mikuni carburetor. I wonder what was stock on there. I think Mikuni was stock on there. I'm not 100% sure. What else is down here? Oh, that's part of the pipe. Alright. So, it looks like there was a rod replacement at one point. I believe the guy said there's a new top end in there. So I don't know if the guy redid the bottom end and replaced the rod, but not the actual crank. Because look at, you can see the bearings are here too. Really crusty bearings. And the piston, the old piston. So it looked like the old piston was pretty good. There's little holes in it. Must have been a Wiseco piston. So there's little holes drilled in the piston, the old piston. And it still blew up, look at that. Right where it overheats, you can see the ring just got jammed up in there. So that's not good. There's a bunch of blow-by on that side. What else? And we've got the kick lever right here. Looks like he replaced the seals too. So the bottom end I think is fresh on this thing. Quick take a look at the damage. So the guy never told me this before I left, but this is cracked right here. You can see where the actual hose connects to is cracked. I'm guessing that happened when the guy tried to take off this hose and he cracked it because it was weak. But yeah, you can see it's just not great. This cover, because you have to buy the whole new cover, it's not just the water pump cover. This cover is $150 or $160 on eBay. I think there's only one left, so I'm probably going to buy that up quick. But the rest of the cover looks pretty good. I wish we could just somehow fix that, but I don't think it's possible here. And then what else is wrong with this thing? He said the kick lever was stripped out. He said the gear inside there. So we'll have to take off this cover and check it out. Check out what's going on. But the rest of the bike is pretty decent. You can see it's got the DG pipe on the back, the silencer. Really nice actually. No dents in that thing. It's got a chain on here. It's not too tight. It looks like it's missing the case saver, and it looks like at one point the chain did go through the case right there, you can see. So that's interesting. This is all puttied up with silicone. So hopefully we have spark. We're gonna try to turn this thing over today and see if we got some good spark, and we'll probably end up taking off the whole, all this stuff. But right now it's got the Keihin carb on it. Let's see what size that is. It says 11 AAWH. It's got the choke right here. It's got radiator. The radiator looks pretty good. None of these fins are too bent. Good luck. So hopefully that doesn't leak. It's got the shock protectors on here. Let me see the rims. I think the rims are going to clean up pretty good. The chrome will come back. Front brakes, I believe, do those work? No, front brakes don't work. The back one does. The back one is just a drum brake, obviously. So that one does work. What else? We'll have to check out the air filter in there. Take the seat off here. Just giving this thing a once over before we start digging into it. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh. Smells pretty bad. Air filter's still in there. Yeah, it's still in there. We're definitely gonna need a new one, but at least it's in there protecting the piston. This thing looks like it's been sitting for a long time. Back rim. Yeah, there's like this red sand all over the bike. Check that out. It's just a little bit dirty here. I think it's gonna clean up pretty good though. Let's see if the gas tank. Jeez, that's on there. Let's see if I can get this thing up. Oh, that hasn't been opened in a while. Looks like there's some gas way down there. Looks like it's, oof, that smells bad. That's been sitting for a long time. Should we see if the clutch works? Oh, I guess it won't work. But the clutch feels really good. Clutch feels really, really good. Really easy to push in. All right, let's see if we've got the VIN number here. 1985. Check that out. But it's funny because on the number right here, JH, so we count down 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's an F, and I believe the year started in 1980. So if you do A, B, C, D, E, F, it's 6. So technically it's a 1986 model. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it must be a later 85. See if, oh, yep, throttle's loose. That's good. That slide is moving up and down in there. All right, well, it's not too bad. I think the first thing we're gonna do is take off this cover and see what he's talking about, the kickstart gear being stripped out of there. So let's take a look at that and start digging into this thing. It'll be pretty fun. All right, let's try to get this cover off here. See what it's held on by. Not by much. All right, here. Looks like an 8mm. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's coming. I want to grab everything off of here. All right, there we go. So we can see this thing, it's got the water pump right here. That actually looks pretty complicated in there. It's pretty interesting. Check that out. I don't know if that spring's supposed to be like that. Looks kind of weird. But I'm guessing that little setup is not cheap. Alright, we'll put that off to the side for now. Let's check out this area in here. So this is the part he said was messed up. Oh yeah, it looks like the spring isn't really connected here. If you look in there, you can see this thing's supposed to be up. There. I don't know where that's supposed to go. In that hole right there? Or I don't want to break that gasket. I think it's supposed to go right there. Not really too sure. I'm just gonna put it in that hole for right now. I don't know. I think the cover squishes that on there. Yeah, it definitely goes in that little hole. Goes in that little hole like that. Alright, so we got that figured out. It doesn't look like any of the teeth are missing on this gear. You can see in there, it doesn't look like any of those are worn down or missing. So those aren't stripped out. I don't know what the guy was talking about. And the second one's not stripped out down here. Those aren't stripped out. Let's take the spark plug out so we can rotate this thing over easier. And then we'll rotate this whole thing. I'm just worried about the spring coming undone. But that shouldn't be a big deal. We'll just rotate this and we'll get that spark plug out of there. Get this spark plug out of here. Probably never been taken out before. Alright. So it looks like the plug was running pretty lean here. Check that out, completely white. So I think this bike was running lean and maybe that's why it blew up. So, well, let's try spinning this thing over now. See what happens. Try to hold this spring in here. Well, no teeth are missing, so that's very interesting. Let's try to put the kick lever on here and just give it a little twist over. Gotta be careful. Well, that thing came off. So this thing is supposed to have a little ball that sits in there, and then a little ball that sits in there, but that's missing. So we're gonna quick take a screwdriver, get that screw out, and get that to sit back in there. I don't know why that was taken apart like that. That seems weird. Oh yeah, you can see it was definitely taken apart. See, now this will slide right in. I don't know which way it's supposed to go. Let's see here. So if it goes that way, there, like that. Alright, so it goes like that. Put that screw back in. Now this should be good. Now, it won't sling back automatically, but better than it was. Alright, let's try this. Oh, that spring. All right. It's not twisting over, I think because it's in gear. So this thing is stuck in first gear, which is really strange. Oh, just clicked out of gear there. You guys hear that? The previous owner said it was actually moving through the gears, but then he clicked it down into first and it didn't come back up. So he said it was originally in neutral. So if we can get it back into neutral, that'd be great. Let's see. All right, I think we're gonna have to take off the clutch here. We're gonna take off that spring, I think. Take off the clutch and see what's going on with that shifting, because it should shift. I wonder if it's the shift shaft down here is getting bound up with something, maybe like a chunk of metal. Let's see. Yeah, for some reason that's not shifting. We'll take the clutch off, see what's going on behind here. Looks like a new clutch though. Looks like new clutch springs. They look really, really new. And the clutch basket looks amazing. I mean, there's no damage whatsoever to the clutch basket. So I'm feeling like this might be a new clutch. That would be nice, wouldn't it? All right. So it starts with the friction plate first. These look pretty good. A little rust on them though from sitting, I bet. Let's see, it looks like this tab needs to be pulled up there. This was recently greased up. There should be a ball in there too. We'll leave that in there for now. We're going to get a socket for this. Hopefully I have one. Let's see. Alright, let's see if we can zip this thing off of here. There we go. That guy came off. There's that guy on there. I think there's another washer. Let's see. This guy should just pull right out. Looks pretty good. We'll quick inspect this for damage. A lot of times, like one of these is broken off, and like a lot of these are usually damaged. You can see where the clutch hits on here, the little individual plates, but there's no damage right there. You can't even, that's just from sitting, so that's good. Alright, then there's a big washer in here, and then one that falls apart, apparently. That's weird. A half and half washer. So that just went like that in there, and this one went over it. Oh, I see, so it kind of sits in there like that. Kind of a weird one. When this thing can come off. So, clutch basket looks pretty good. You know, there's no cracks or wear on any of this, so that's really good. I thought the clutch would be junk on this thing. All right, now we can see what's going on in here. All right. Let's see, here's the shifting mechanism. Right here. So this will move up and down like that. Let's see, here's a gear. I'm gonna take this guy out of here so we can see what's going on. That has a little spacer in there, like that. Goes to the back. Let's just take this guy out of here too. So that has a spring in the back. These teeth. Then that guy, that spring, the other part of it sits in there into that crack, so then it can build tension like that. So that's what that looks like. A lot of the times these are broken right off the shaft, or a lot of the times the case is broken right here from this thing breaking. So that looks good. As you can see, again, none of the teeth are broken on here. So I don't know what the guy was talking about there. They shouldn't be slipping at all. And then this is the gear that it goes on. And you can see none of the teeth are broken on here either. Everything is perfect. So I don't know what the guy was talking about there. Here's some little bearings here. Those all seem good. Alright, so I'm going to quick shift it from the back, see if you guys can see anything happening. So when you try to shift down... Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome. So this thing, I'll zoom up in here. This is supposed to be... So this is supposed to be in this hole right here. Because right now when you try to shift, when you shift down, it's not doing anything because this thing isn't grabbing it. So this is supposed to be in here. So it just jumped out of there for some reason. I'm guessing because the cover was off. So this was able to come back a little bit and jump out of there. So that's an easy fix. Slide that down. That should at least. And pound that forward there. There, check it out. Now we should be able to shift. Let's see if we can shift now. Yeah, that's working. Just has to stay in there. See if we can find neutral here. That's first gear. That's first still. It's first. There's neutral. There's second right there. Back down to neutral. Alright, so looks like we solved the shifting problem. That's awesome. So now that wheel moves there. See, are we still in neutral? Nope, that's first. That should be neutral. There. There's neutral. Alright, now we can put it back together. And we can put the cover on, kick this thing over, and see if it has spark. Alright guys, we got everything back on it. We're ready to put the cover back on, but I want to get this brake thing out of the way. This brake lever right here, this rear one. There's there's just a little Allen holding it on right here. See if we can crank that off. Kind of stuck in there. Close. There we go. I think that needs a little grease on there. Now that that's out of the way, we should be able to get this cover on. Let's see here. Gaskets lined up. Ah, that stupid spring fell off again. Gotta be kidding me. Doesn't like to go on. Alright, so this side won't crank down. There's still a little gap right there. So something's holding that up. Not sure what it is. Something to do with this. So we're going to take it back off. Alright, so we're taking out the water pump. This gear wasn't spinning in here. It was kind of grinding. And I took off the little cover right here. And it turns out there's big chunks of metal in there. I think from this breaking and going down here. But let's just check it out. It's pretty crusty in there. The pump looks good. I'm guessing the seal behind there is junk. If there's a bunch of metal behind there. But we're probably gonna have to transfer this pump over to the new cover anyway, along with. Oh, I think that's it. Yeah. So that's not that big of a deal. Looks like that just comes out of there. You take these off, take that off, and you take that off. There. Just had to move that pump a little bit. That's why it wouldn't go in. So if you guys are trying to get this case on and you have a 1985 Honda cr250, take this thing off and wiggle that a little bit, it'll slide right on. We're going to spray a little WD-40 down the spark plug hole here. I don't know how long this thing has been sitting, so get a little lube down there, pick it over a couple times. Alright, that should be good. We'll put a little oil down there once we have the pipe on, but otherwise it'll just drip right out. So, alright, moment of truth. Does it have spark? Let's see here. It's gonna be exciting. That feels really loose on there. Let's twist that over one more time there. Alright, let's see here. Oh yeah. Make it a little darker in here. Good spark. Sweet. That's awesome. So we've got spark. I guess we can check compression next. Alright, let's check the compression here. Try to get this gauge in here. We're looking for over 100 to start it, but personally, I feel like it should have like 150. I think my other 250 has around 150 PSI on it. So let's just see here. Hook up the gauge. What do you guys think it's gonna be here? I'll hold it right here for you guys to see. Might be a little harder than I thought. We'll just kick it over and just kind of see. Oh, jeez. Over 100, that's good. I can't really get a good full kick in, but that's some good compression. That's really good. I really need a boot. Alright, this thing is really hard to kick over, but we're over 100 pounds of compression pretty easily. But as you kick this thing over, your foot almost hits the thing right here, and I don't have any boots here, so once I get a good boot, I'll be able to kick that thing over. But it is hard to push down. Like, I'm pushing a lot of weight on here, so that's definitely over 100 pounds of compression for sure. Should start up pretty easily. But yeah, next step, we've got to figure out how to get this thing off of here. It looks like they might screw out. You can see it's got like a little head on there. So I'm gonna work with that. I'm probably gonna take a heat gun, see if we can heat this up and twist that thing out of there. I'm not sure if that's just welded in or what. But we'll try that, and then if we can't do that, we'll order up the cover for it. It's 150 bucks. And then that'll fix that, and then this thing will be a ripper, I think. So I think next video we're going to tear apart the top end, look at the piston, look at the cylinder, look at the reeds, clean out the carburetor, all that fun stuff for next video. And then we'll wait on that cover to come. See how the radiator looks in here. Oh, it's pretty dry in there. Looks like it hasn't had coolant in there for a long time. So hopefully that doesn't leak either. But yeah, this bike needs a ton of work still. So I wonder if they still make gaskets for the water pump too, because we're gonna need a new gasket on there. For sure. This thing sits like this. And we're probably gonna need a new water pump seal. So I'll quick show you guys that cover for it on eBay. Alright, here's the cover on eBay. You can see 150 bucks. And looks pretty good. See, right up here is where mine's broken. But yeah, that looks nice. There's another one up for almost $700. Oh man. I think that's like brand new. That's crazy though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and can't wait to hear this thing ripping. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Hopefully you guys learned something on this 1985 Honda cr250 and enjoyed the video. And until next time, we are out.